Hey, good morning guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another 2 looks 1 palette because I still have today off. And we're going to do Glaminatrix Grounded palette, or as some people have, Tones of Turd, which was an April Fool's joke, but myself included. When Glaminatrix released their April Fool's palette, Tones of Turd, we were all like, yes, give it to us, because the color story. So Tones of Turd does exist out there. If you want to get it, you can. Or you can get the Grounded one. Same palette, but she called it Grounded instead of Tones of Turd. And the Tones of Turd one, I don't know all the names of the shades, but they're poopy shades. Like, they're named after poop, I guess? I don't know. I never went and looked at it. But it's the same palette, but the names are different. So, yeah. We're going to do 2 looks with this palette. Man, what palette did I think about using earlier? And I was like, that'd be such a good one. It was not this one. I'm going to use this one, but there was another palette. Maybe it was I don't know what it was. Anyways, we'll do 2 looks. They'll probably look very similar by the time I'm done, but that doesn't really matter to me. This is a nice, like, earthy, grungy fall palette, or everyday neutral palette. That green in the middle, so pretty. Okay, we're gonna start out with Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. I do have a breakout here. I think I have one starting there, possibly. I did go ahead, I did cancel my BoxyCharm last night, because you know what, I was like, I don't really need to think about it. It's been on my mind the past week to unsubscribe, even just for a little bit, because I really just, even though I can get some good savings, which I still have access to the Ipsy shop, so if there's something on there I want it bad enough, I can still shop the Ipsy shop, but then you have to take into account the exchange rate and stuff like that. But I really just rather go buy what I want to buy myself instead of getting a box of curated items that I may or may not like. Although I will say, for the most part, at least this year, I've liked and have used a lot of what I've got from BoxyCharm. That being said, though, I kind of like, I'm kind of over BoxyCharm at the moment, and I just want to buy my own things, whether that be from the drugstore or Sephora or whatever. Okay. Where did you go? We're gonna use e.l.f. Yes, this is still the original one. Do we think this is just about done? I mean, I keep it sitting up. This is the one that just keeps up. There's another use in this for sure. It's like, what the heck? It's like, it doesn't want to give up. Maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll be able to use this up. I'll get this all blended in. And it's just a nice light layer, and I can still see my skin, which is nice. I know someone's like, you don't need full coverage, thick foundation or something like that. It's like, when do I ever wear full coverage or even thick foundation? Never. I don't even know if I own a full coverage foundation. My skin always peeks through so far for every foundation I ever use. If anything, it evens it out. That's nice. That mark right there is slowly going away. I feel like when I was removing my eye makeup last night, it was irritated. I'm not sure what it is. A part of me, I do think it's eczema. And it's like, why? But, you know, why not? I'm not gonna bother trying to like cover that up, because just make it, it'll end up being cakey or whatever. Did you hear that? That was my watch, was it? Time to move, Tammy. Don't tell me what to do. All right. I'm gonna put a little lip balm or lip oil on. That Gisou watermelon one. I am looking for, what should we use today? I think I want to put some of this on, and maybe this is the Revlon Glow Booster. I think I'm going to put some of this right here. Not Revlon, Rimmel Multitasker, Better Than Filters, Primer, Highlighter, and Glow Booster. I have the shade 003 Light. I think I could have gone a shade lighter. But I'm going to put that there with let's do some Rare Beauty. Speaking of Rare Beauty, on Tread Mood this morning, I'm pretty sure it was Tread Mood. She's coming out with something. Don't know what it is. I thought at first it might be another mascara. But now I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was Tread Mood. This is the photo that's up. Sneak peek. So you can see Selena. That's her eyebrow and her eye. And then I'm trying to figure out. It almost looks like it might be a jar. At first I was like lashes, because she has great lashes. But no. Maybe a brow pomade, because her brows look really thick and full here. But then underneath her eye looks pretty good, and she looks really blurred. So something new is about to drop. And it says will be available August 7th on on Sephora website and her website. It looks like it's a jar. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's a concealer or I don't know. A few people said a cream eyeshadow. I don't think it's eyeshadow whatsoever. I no longer think it's, I think it's either a complexion product or a brow product, whether it be brow pomade or a concealer or something like that. But who knows? Not me. Okay, I'm gonna take, these are both very nice. Trying to decide what brush I want to use this week for my cream and liquid bronzers. I think I'll use this one, although that's a good one for blush. One second. I'm going to use this rounded tapered brush. It's from Profusion. I don't know if it'll actually be good for this. Let's see. Might be a little bit too fluffy. I can make it work though. It'll work. I do really like this Rare Beauty bronzer stick, and I did say I would repurchase this. That being said, if I want to knock down things, I do need to knock things down. As I use them up, I will be making decisions. Will I repurchase it or not? Even though I have a lot of favorites, that being one of them. The Stay Sunmelt, I think, is winning the spot for a cream bronzer. Even though it's in a jar and this isn't a stick, they're still both cream bronzers, and I like the undertone of it. It just melts really nice into my skin. So as I use some of these products up, even though they're favorites and I would repurchase them, some of them I'm not going to. I think some products I only want like 1 or 2, 3 max, and cream bronzer is one of those. As for liquid, I feel like e.l.f. would be what I stick to for liquid bronzer and contour. They're thinner and buildable, but I also I like the cream. This is definitely not the right brush for this, but it's blending out. It's just taking a little bit longer. The brush that I do like using needs to get washed. But this does work nice. And you can just go over. I did wash my hair last night, and I used the Amika Moisture Surge that I had gotten in one of my Sephora orders. I had the samples, so it was like a shampoo and conditioner sample pack. My hair is less frizzy this morning. Still frizzy, but less frizzy. The shampoo was okay. I think I like the conditioner more than the shampoo. The shampoo did not really... The shampoo was very liquidy. Super liquidy. And it sudsed up, but not the way I like. The conditioner, and the scent of the shampoo was different than the conditioner. I really like the scent of the conditioner, and I liked the conditioner. Alright, for powdered bronzer... Did I tell you guys I came and went through my drawers yesterday and kind of cleaned things up again? I did. Oh, I don't have a blush picked out. We will do that, I guess, later. I came in to try and reorganize a little bit. Is there a bronzer I haven't used in a bit? Let's see. I'm trying to rotate my bronzers. A lot of the ones that I have, I really like them all. We have Pat McGrath. save yourself money, I would recommend, this is a good bronzer, but the Milani bronzer that I use reminds me an awful lot of this one. So if you want the Pat McGrath, I'd suggest going and trying the Milani one. Save yourself some money. Okay, we're going to use, this is a Baddington. Another brush came with this. It was a brush duo. Got it many years ago from BoxyCharm. And they're probably the most expensive brushes I have for a duo. I think it was like $100 for two. I didn't pay that for them. They came in the box. But we'll use this one. I can't believe how well this brush has held up over the years. It does not say what kind of brush it is, but we're going to use it for bronzer. Anyways, back onto the bronzer. Yeah, the Milani Silky Matte Powder Bronzer reminds me an awful lot of this Pat McGrath bronzer. Unless you want to splurge and buy it, I won't repurchase this just because of how similar I find the Milani one to be to it. But it is good. It's nice and buildable. You know what's kind of weird that I barely hear anybody talking about Sephora makeup anymore, and it's all indie. What do we think's gonna happen like the next second half of the year? I think we're gonna see, if I already have my prediction, blush is not going anywhere. I think we're gonna see some people coming out with more shimmer palettes, and maybe not all shimmer palettes, but more shimmer palettes. I don't know about drugstore or Sephora, but the indie brands. I would like to see some indie brands come out with more neutral palettes, like full-on neutral palettes. I know the people who love color were like, no. But it'd be nice to see a couple more brands come out with some all-neutral palettes that are indie. What are trends that we are seeing? I don't even know. I try not to pay attention to trends because trends are fleeting, they come and go. So when it comes to makeup, I watch for what comes out and then I make my own decisions. I would like to see people out in the public getting back into doing full-on eye makeup. I have coworkers who wear makeup, but they do just mascara or a very simple shimmer on the lid because they're like, oh, it's too much. And it's like, yeah, but you're paying for all this. You're paying for your makeup. You're buying it, like, and you spend a lot of time at work. Why not do your makeup for work? Let me see the inside. I'm probably gonna do like a warm leaning blush today. My blush colors that I have they're not that wide of a range. They're usually neutral, everyday colors. What would be a good... Maybe I should do my eyes first. I don't know what blush color I want to do. I was asked, have I swatched... Who's that? Did Brad text you?
Yeah.
Did you answer him?
No.
Like he wants you to go get your dad, or?
Well, he wants me to go with Brad.
Why?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Is that 8 o'clock at night?
Am I off work then, or no?
I have no idea. is that Kim?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a blush, guys. I don't know if I want to go neutral or what. This palette's very warm. She knows who she is. Do I want to go dark? Maybe. I'll take this one out. What's up?
You get off at 7:30.
I mean, I just don't understand. Well, never mind. I'll wait till I'm done recording.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go on blush. And I'm gonna use these two brushes. They're from Cala. Doesn't say what they are, but I'll use this one for cream and this one for powder. So I am gonna go into the powder blush first. And this is very pigmented, so I'm just doing a light dusting on the cheeks. And I'm doing the powder first. You can do the cream first if you want, which is what I normally do. I'm not sure what you would consider this tone, but it's pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to take face powder. Oops. I'm going to use the Morphe. And I'll grab another big fluffy brush. I'll use this one here, which is an MSQ brush. Got it from Amazon. And this one does have a nice, like, glow to it. This is one that I would definitely repurchase. But you know how Morphe is. Sometimes they'll have something and then they stop selling it. If this actually goes on sale, I could see me... I mean, it's not expensive to begin with, but if it goes on sale, if I see it go on sale while they still have it, I may pick one up. Alright, and then I'm going to go into the cream blush side. And again, it's very pigmented, so I'm just dipping. I'd say if you're interested in the Patrick Ta palettes, although they are very pretty, and they have more shades, I'd recommend going with the Morphe ones. I have two of them, and even though, again, the Patrick Ta has more shade options, the Morphe is more affordable, and they're very pretty as well. And then you also get three you get two creams and a matte. So you get a powder matte And then you get 2 creams. One like a straight on cream, and this one's kind of like a glowy highlight cream. Very pretty. If you want to try a product like the Patrick Ta. Different formula and stuff, but the Morphe ones are just as good. There's not as many color options at the moment. I could see Morphe coming out with more. I mean, they should. Because they are a hit. I was going to tone that down slightly. I'm going to go back in my face powder just right here. Just to tone this down a little bit. There. Alright, now we'll go into the eyebrows. Where's my brow pencil? Okay, brows are done. All right, let's get into the eyes. This palette, well, actually, yeah. Both looks will probably get started off with this shade here called Clarity. Is that what that says? Yeah. So we're going to start with that one. And I will just go ahead with this shade and put it on both sides with the same brush. Okay, that's nice. All right, let's go into, let me see if I have any brushes that are the same. Okay, I do. So I have 2 of the e.l.f. Not e.l.f. Wet n Wild. Do I have one that's a bit more beat up? I have several of these. These e.l.f. brushes, I've got 4 of them. Actually, I think I have another one. I do. I have 1 or 2 more of this brush in the wash bin. They're all the, why do I keep saying e.l.f.? Wet n Wild large eyeshadow brushes. So I'm gonna grab 2 of those, 1 for each eye. Alright, so what do we want to do? I feel like both looks are going to turn out pretty similar. I'm going to go into the shade Trust. Put that over here. And then on the other eye, I'm going to do Steady, which is this one right here. And I just figured using the same brush on both, not the same brush, but like the same type of brush on both eyes would help with making them look cohesive, even though the colors will be slightly different. Okay, then I'm gonna go into Grounded, this one here. And I'm literally just dipping the brush because these mats are pigmented. And we're just building up and mixing the colors. And then I'm going to go into Patience, this one right here. I'm trying not to go up too high, because as you can see, I want to keep that other color that I have on here just up above. And yes, I know I don't have this down on the lid, because I want to keep some of that dark up there. Not to mention, shimmer will go on, so it'll cover. I'm going to dip back into that shade Clarity. Wipe that brush off. Now on the lower lash line, I'm going to do the shade Trust under this eye. So this one's the shade Trust. It's like, can you trust that fart? Probably not. I like that. And then on the other eye, I'm going to do Present, this one right here. Now, what do I want to do for shimmers? I'm undecided. Yeah, so you can keep it as easy as this. You don't have to use everything that's in here. I think, what does this one look like? I think that one's green too, right? Oh, yeah. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to take the shade called Calm, so this one right here. This one feels smooth. The rest of them look like they're a little bit chunky. That's very pretty. And then I'm going to take Enhanced, so this one right here, which is a bit chunky. Just to add a little pop of something lighter in the front so it isn't completely dark. And then I'll dip back into Calm. And just blend that in the middle so that there's no like straight, definite line between the two. And then that's that side. I probably will go in with a little bit of maybe nothing. Let's finish the other. Let's do the other eye first. So I think on this side, I'm going to go into the shade Whole. It just looks like a bronzy, very nice bronzy. This one's definitely thick as well. That shade Calm has so many different colors in it, this one here, but I feel like it's not picking up. In the mirror though, I see like a lot of different colors in that shade. Very pretty. And then I think I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna do Secure. I could do this green one right here. I'll leave that one for another day, but I'm gonna use this one here, Secure. You do not need to use two shimmers. I say this all the time, you can use just one, but I'm going to dip a little bit back into that shade called Whole. When I say Whole, it's W-H-O-L-E, not H-O-L-E. And there's that side. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the shade Aligned, so the shade right here. And put very slightly right there. And then I'm going to go into Reflect, this one right here. These are so pigmented. Then I'm going to take this brush, nothing on it, and just blend slightly. My face looks so glowy, at least on my end. This brush has nothing extra on it, I'm just I think both sides are very nice. I'm going to take this brush, nothing extra on it. I'm going to spray my face at this point. And we will use the... Actually, you know what? I do want to go in a little bit with the Rimmel Kind and Free first. Especially just everywhere I go. I can see the glow from the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin peeking through, which is fine, but... Alright, and now we'll go in with the Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go spray. Take your sponge. Just make sure that's all pressed in there. Both sides look very nice. I like them both. I don't think I can. Can I choose what side? No, I cannot. I like both sides again. I don't think we'll see any. They both look nice. Okay, I'm getting hungry. Walking around on just an extra large steep tea is not cutting it. Here's some water. Well, it is almost lunchtime. All right. We need mascara. I think I like the green side better. I do like this side though, but this one's popping out more to me. For mascara, we're going to use let's use the Make It by Mario one. This one I'm still testing this one out. The mascara that was constantly sold out when I wanted to buy it. And then I finally was able to get it. To me, it just feels a little too wet still. Let that dry for a second. Yeah, I know I can wipe the brush off so it's not so wet, but then wiping the brush off to me, it's like goodbye product. So I just rather let it dry out a little bit. And this formula is definitely It's definitely still a little bit too wet for my liking. So I feel like until it dries down a little bit, I can't give an actual, like, oh, do I like it or do I not like it? Another one I like to try, which is more affordable than that one, is the Fenty, I think it's called Hella Thick mascara. Have any of you tried the Fenty one? Let me know. I feel like, based on looking at it, it looks kind of similar to this Makeup by Mario one. Alright guys, the look is done. What side do you prefer more? There might be some mascara on my lid here, but it's, you know, whatever. I like both sides. And obviously you don't have to use the entire palette to create a look with this, but we all know sometimes that's what I do. So I've used every shade in here except for, I did not use this white one. And I didn't use the white shade called Still, which I guess I could if I wanted to. And the shade's Solid. I didn't use that one. So I used every shade in here for the two eyes except for the white and the Solid. You could actually, let's do it right now. Put the white on the inner corner. And it's a nice matte white, which is nice, especially if you like matte white shades. Again, you could just pick like one or two of the mattes and like a shimmer to keep this easy. But I don't know, sometimes I like using all the shades. If I were to use that last shimmer, I don't even know where I would put it, unless I put it in the middle of both my eyes. Because it's kind of chunky. I mean, it does give it a slight pop of color right here. I'm just putting it in the middle. Can you guys see that? Okay, it's pretty. Alright, so I used the entire palette between the two eyes. Again, you definitely don't have to do that. You could literally just pick two mattes, pick a lighter matte, a darker matte, and one of the shimmers, and you're good to go. So far, I have no complaints about this palette. If I had a complaint, it's that I don't like how chunky some of these feel. But I mean, if you have a glitter glue or you're careful with them, see that? That's the one I put in the middle. So you can kind of sort of see that aspect on both sides. Very pretty. Yeah, you don't have to be doing, you don't need to use half a palette for one eye. Do I have a complaint about this palette? I don't think so. The mattes blend nicely. The shimmers are very pretty. If I were to try and find something to complain about, or like, this is what I would change, it would probably be, I don't know, I like all the shades in here. I'm not one who normally uses a white matte because it's so stark, but I know a lot of people like white mattes. And then you could also use the white matte to blend out or lighten up darker shades. But I would probably, for me, I would get rid of the white and have it, a shade a little bit lighter than this one. But that's me, because the rest of the mattes, I like all the mattes that are in here. And then I wouldn't change none of the shimmers because I like all the ones in here. And that's crazy because I have another Glaminatrix palette where most of the shimmers, I'm like, they're nice and they're pretty, but they all look the same. These ones have similarities between them, but once they're on, they're kind of different. I don't know. Will this end up being my favorite Glaminatrix palette? Possibly. Trying to think of what other palettes I have from Glaminatrix. I don't know. Anyways, let's put a lip on and then we're done. I think today we're going to use Pat McGrath. The lip oil is still on. And this is the Pat McGrath what is it called? Pat McGrath Lust Gloss Lip Gloss. This one's in the shade Flush 4. I have 2 of these glosses, and as long as we keep selling them, I will repurchase the 2 shades that I have. I like this shade. Very nice. Alright, I'm ready for fall. What about you guys? Let me know. I like both sides for different reasons. Very pretty. And for the blush, I think I could have even done like a lighter blush color. Some people, I think some of you, not all of you, I say some, don't like that I constantly use the same tones of blush. But, I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy different colors of blush that I would not wear. Just like I'm not going to buy a lip color that I would never wear. Like, you're not going to see me buy an orange lipstick or lip gloss. Because it's not something that I'd wear. This blush color, though, is nice. But this is normally what I would use in the fall and winter, not summer. But it does complement the eye looks. And, yeah. I like the look. Let me know what you guys think. And until tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I have early morning shift. Part of me is thinking, I don't know yet. Let me see. I do kind of want to play around with this palette, but then I have a few other palettes where I only used it once or twice so far that I also want to play around with. But part of me is debating if I want to use this palette this week and do, I mean, it's going to be all neutral looks if I do this one this week. We'll see, but I think I am going to end up using this one tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. Bella Beauty Bar Unoriginal Nudes. That's what I'll be using, that one tomorrow. That might be what I dreamt about last night. Because I feel like this, but no, this is not the one I dreamt about. There's another palette I have, I think that's about this size, and I dreamt that I did a look every day, and I was either going this way with it or this way. It wasn't this one, though. But I could do that with this one. We'll see. I'll definitely use this one tomorrow, though. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Give a thumbs up and comment hello down below, or comment whatever. And, yeah, thanks for watching.